Hey, this is Red Band, and you're listening to Kill Tony here at Death Squad. Go to deathsquad.tv and click on tour dates, and you'll see our spring tour is in full effect. New dates are being added every week. We have Ice House every Friday for a Death Squad comedy show at 10 p.m. March 11th, we have a Death Squad secret show at the Comedy Store. The last one we had like 400 people. It was oversold. There was a line, just a waiting line, just to see if anyone canceled their tickets. I mean, there was a lot of people we had to turn down, and that's because you didn't get your tickets early. Well, the announcement is right now. Scheduled to appear: Bert Kreischer, Ari Shafir, Joey Diaz, Billy Bonnell, Jeff Ross, Mike Young, Tony Hinchcliffe, and myself, and maybe a surprise guest or two. So tickets are available right now. Get them right now before they sell out. Just go to thecomedystore.com or just go to deathsquad.tv and click on tour dates, because all these are listed there. We also have Death Squad Ontario coming soon, March 21st. We have another Death Squad secret show April 1st at the Comedy Store. And then Death Squad Vancouver for $420, bro. Tickets and info for that are going on sale very soon. And then just announced, May 12th, San Francisco at the Punchline with me and Tony Hinchcliffe. And May 13th will be in Sacramento. So all these tickets can be found at deathsquad.tv. Click on tour dates. And don't forget to go to shopsquad.tv and click up. Get the official merchandise of the Death Squad universe. All the shit we sell at that place goes right to paying for new microphones, new cameras, new everything, and getting you these free podcasts. So please help us out by going to shopsquad.tv. And don't forget to go to Tony Hinchcliffe's website, tonyhinchcliffe.com. All right, here's a brand new episode of Kill Tony.
Hey, this is Red Band coming to you live from the world famous Comedy Store for a brand new episode of Kill Tony. Give it up for Tony!
Where we make Mondays feel like Fridays. How you guys doing? It's a live audience, podcast listeners. They're here again. Episode almost 90-something of Kill Tony. What do you got there? Our lovely meal with, what is that? Right. Some antacid or something?
Yeah, that's Zantac.
Oh, fuck yeah. Because you know you're in for a good meal, because our only sponsor, Elise Lane, is sitting right over there, everybody. Gourmet chef Elise Lane. She's been cooking meals for us and our guests for weeks on Kill Tony. Last week she cooked for our guest Russell Peters, and he hired her to be his new chef. She started today at a Malibu compound cooking food for number 3 on the Forbes list of top earning comedians, Russell Peters. He was on last week. We have 2 more awesome guests tonight who are unbelievable, and I'm very excited about that. We had a fun weekend. I did Denver. Yeah. Holy shit, I headlined Denver Comedy Works, everybody. Yeah. And if you don't know what that is, that's one of the best comedy clubs in the world. I did 4 one-hour-long sets in negative 12-degree weather.
Was it cold as fuck?
It was unbelievably cold.
Snow?
Miserable.
A lot of snow or ice?
But you get in there in January, you pay your dues, and I'm going back in the summertime. Denver, you buy pot from a store. So it's a whole different thing than an LA dispensary where it's like, hey, welcome, man, you want to try some shit out? There it's like a fucking New York deli. They're like, what do you want, you idiot? Let's go. We got money to make.
Is it any more different? Is it less sketchy feeling? Like, is it more just
it's
like...
It's 1,000% less sketchy feeling. It's 1,000% cooler because they don't give a fuck. They really don't. It's literally like a New York deli. Like, they're just slinging fucking meat, and you're the idiot if you don't know what you want. Like, when they get to you, if you're like, is there a... I'll come back to you. That's what they do. It's awesome to have, like, weed forced down you like that. It's pretty pleasant. Man. Normally when people are trying to sell you something quickly, it's like a fucking used car or something. It's a lot less fun. Anyway, Monday, Kill Tony. How was your weekend, Brian?
I think I'm going crazy. I'm like, there's parrots that live in Burbank, and I've been obsessed with these parrots, because once a day they come to this tree outside my, like hundreds of parrots. wild parrots. And I've gotten to the point where I know the exact time they're going to go there. So today I filmed it and live streamed it where I'm like, all right, so you got one more minute till the parrots. And my girlfriend's like, you're crazy. You're a crazy person. And then 1 minute later, bam, the whole entire tree, millions of parrots. And they stay there for like 7 minutes and then go away. So yeah.
Fuck yeah. Didn't realize I was going to get to work with Birdman.
Yeah. Is that what that movie's about?
No, it has nothing to do with that. But that sounds like it'd be an interesting movie. Just some guy freaking out, like looking for parrots and shit.
Right.
Well, now I'm sure that the zoo isn't like looking for them.
No.
Are parrots a special
They
animal?
don't. No, they just fly around. And so now my next thing is to try to trap one.
Are you sure these aren't butterflies?
No,
What are we talking about?
No, they are parrots. I got it on 4K video.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well.
And me holding up the cell phone, going, "Look, 1 minute to the parrots."
Whoa.
Yeah.
You become like one of those guys. It's like looking for an animal.
Yeah.
You know, hey, honey, that deer's back in the backyard. But you have this crazy parrot thing happening.
Well, this show has a long history of birds. We used to always ask,
That's true.
You know,
Yeah.
one of our famous questions, we would ask, "Have you ever killed a bird before?"
Yeah,
We
you'd be surprised how many people say yes. Normally when they're a kid or something like that, they, you know, whether it's a BB gun or a rock or something like
bird's nest tips over and you're 4 years old, you put a firecracker on it.
that. Yeah, if you did that.
I didn't do it.
All right.
I didn't do that.
Well, I'm very excited. Tonight Elise Lane made us food. She made us, normally it's something really fancy and long with French-sounding words inside of it that I have to try to enunciate. Tonight she made a meatball sub. So that's very exciting. Sure, it's going to be one delicious meatball sub, though, because it's made from gourmet chef Elise Lane. That's her name on Twitter, ELYSELAIN. So make sure you spell it right, fuckos. She's on Instagram and Facebook at The Girl with the Pan. So hire her for your next private event, because she cooks us and the guests meals every week. Thank you, everybody. That's a part that we have to do, because it's delicious. Next week she's going to be on Let There Be Talk with Dingo Ray.
That's right.
Check that out. And we have our musical guest, everybody, doing a brand new song that he hasn't done before. Put your hands together for Pat Reagan, everybody. There he is. A new favorite here on Show Tony. Debuts a new song every week. Very funny, man.
He was playing before the show.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Double dose.
Pat Reagan, ladies and gentlemen. Here he is. Come on. Put your hands together. It's like a real show in here.
Okay, guys, you know, I worked in an office, and people would always come up to me and ask me, Pat, hey Pat, could you set up my laptop to print off the office printer? Sure. No problem. You know, it just kept happening, and I started to get a little frustrated, and a lot of times my frustrations come out in song form, and so I wrote this song. I can't feel your... I can't feel your pain. I can only watch you fall apart. Go to system preferences. Go to print and scan. Select add printer. It's the HP ARM550N. Not the AR45. The next step is the most important. It's really, really, really important. Cut up in your hand while you recite the harvest prayer and anoint the holy printer with your blood. Select IP in the pop-up window. Watch out for blood on your key. Or copy and paste this IP address 192.168.1.98. You're almost done, my little baby. There's one more step to make this gravy. Smear the blood all over your face while you sing these sacred words. Goo goo gaga on you, little baby wavy boy. Goo goo gaga on you, 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 baby wavy boy. Say a goo goo gaga on you, baby wavy boy. Say a goo goo gaga on you, baby wavy boy. Say a goo goo gaga on you, baby wavy boy. Say a goo goo gaga on you, baby. Oh yeah, you fucking baby boy.
Fuck yeah. Pat Reagan, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Did it again. Pat Reagan. My favorite new comedian of 2014, Pat Reagan. There he is, a monster. He's on Twitter at Patty Reagan, PattyRegan. So follow him, check out his new album, Pat Reagan Smells Like Shit, available on Spotify and other forums on the internet. So much fun. I love him. With no further ado, let's bring up our Patriot for tonight, the guy that always keeps us safe. Used to be a guy in a $4,000 suit. He got too big for the show. He said that it was only because of him that it worked. So to show him how replaceable he is, we've replaced him with a brand new person every single week since he left the show. Dressed up in a much cheaper version of the costume that he wore. It went from a $4,000 custom-made suit from Sweden to a $40 suit on Amazon Prime. And our Patriot this week is a brand new one. He is the hillbilly Patriot, Eric Carter, everybody. Sports podcast, you know him. He's a real hillbilly underneath that suit. Fuck yeah. Hi, Eric.
How you doing, Tony?
Great. I'm glad to have you on the show. You have a very distinct Southern voice, a very distinct accent. You've just been, we know you because you make a real imprint. When you do stand-up, you talk about, like, your real life and shit, and, like, raising goats and stuff like that. And it's hilarious. Anything happen in the farm lately? You just spent some time on an oil rig, right?
Yeah, I've been up in North Dakota working on oil rigs, roughnecking for a few months, and before that, unloaded semis and 18-wheelers. But now I'm here to protect the world from injustice and jabronis.
From injustice and jabronis? Wow, that's what you came up with, huh? All right. You can tell that was a line that he came up with in the green room before the show. He's like, all right, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to go for it. And you nailed it. I'm here to protect the world from injustice and jabronis. Eric Carter, thanks for doing this. We're going to have fun tonight.
You're welcome. Much obliged.
As always, we have two unbelievable guests that are just absolutely hilarious, and it's so great that I'm able to even get people like this to come back on the show or do it for the first time. Here they are, everybody, two of my favorite comedians in the world. It's Dom Irrera and Steve Byrne, everybody. Holy shit. Wait, what? Both of those guys? Absolutely. At the same damn time. Dom's been on about 3-4 times. One of our favorites, Steve Byrne, was making a TV show ever since we started Kill Tony, and I don't think you knew about it before, but I'm glad to have them on for the first time. Here they are, everybody. Dom Irrera and Steve Byrne. It's been a while since you it on, John, because you have a Monday Night Football party every week at your place, and that's the week.
Baby, baby boy.
He's catchy. Those tunes are good. Yeah.
How you doing?
Great. Great. How are you?
Can we pick up the pace a little in this show?
Yeah, we're working on it. We got it.
Yeah.
There it is. Volume. Mike.
I've never been invited to that Monday Night Football. Have you ever been invited to
No,
that?
he never invited me.
But that's
Just
good.
me.
That's good.
Yeah.
Now
It's
you know
only me and the
who your friends
priest.
are.
It's only me and the priest that I grew up with. He gives me a bath, he oils me down. I don't want to talk about it.
Steve.
Fourth and inches, does he get a boner?
What's a boner and what's it taste like? What a terrible way to start. Hey, everybody, great to be here. Steve Byrne, give him a hand.
Yeah.
Patty Reagan, please.
Yeah. Reagan. Every week, instead of me asking you a question, I let whoever the Patriot is, because they're always such big comedy fans, and I always have great guests on. So this week, Eric Carter gets to ask you guys a question that he came up with earlier in the evening, or perhaps even sooner than that. Eric, go ahead.
Steve, I got a question for you.
Jesus Christ.
Just got to tell you.
I'm a big Sullivan and Sons fan,
Right,
and I
right.
was really pissed off when they canceled that.
Yes.
What do I have to do as an American hero to get that back on the air?
There's nothing you can do, but look, I am as pissed about Sullivan being canceled as you are about not getting the night shift at Hot Topic.
Fair enough.
We all do what we can. Thank you for watching, and you look amazing.
Thank you. I got a question for you.
All
You
right.
don't have to tell me, just ask the question. I don't have that kind of time.
Okay, you're on the Big Lebowski 20 years ago in the Colt Classic. You said you had a rash on your ass. Has it healed?
Terrible questions, Eric. You needed.
You know that they put that in the Smithsonian Institute this week? Not your fucking outfit.
He looked at himself when he said that.
They put that in the Smithsonian.
Yeah.
They put the Lebowski in it?
Yeah, they put the movie in.
Wow.
You know.
I love that. I watched Kingpin today for the first time in forever. I forgot how funny that movie is. Woody Harrelson and Bill Murray. Holy
I thought I was
shit.
working with John Goodman because he's big. And I go, where the fuck's John Goodman? It was Jeff
Daniel.
Jeff Daniels.
No, it wasn't Jeff Daniels.
No.
Bridges.
Jeff
Jeff
Bridges
Bridges.
is one of the greatest actors ever.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for the question.
Anytime.
Great questions, Eric. Really, really good.
He's really taking it like he has the pose down.
I know.
Yeah.
He's really when he talks to you, he's very pointing and like he's going to blast you.
I've got a question for you.
He's one of the few guys that actually fits in the suit properly. It's interesting. You actually fill that out, Eric. It's almost
You have the
like-
same body as an 8th grader. Is what I'm saying. So very nice.
I'm a vegetarian.
Yeah. Awesome. Didn't need to know that, but thank you. Appreciate that.
He has no idea what a vegetarian is. There's no way. Fuck yeah, well, let's get this party started, guys. Over 25 comedians sign up for the opportunity to do a minute of stage time, and then we talk to them afterwards. Dom, you've done this a few times. You're one of my favorites. You're always so honest with everybody.
That's what I'm here for, man.
Steve, welcome to the party.
I'll be the Paul Abdul. I'll be the nice one.
Well, just before we start, I just want to say most of you people will probably never make it. Anyway, enjoy yourselves. Enjoy yourselves.
I love it.
Break a leg.
Comedians piled in the back. You guys know how it works. You get 60 seconds of uninterrupted stage time. You know your 60 seconds is up, and you hear the sound of a kitty. That means wrap it up then, or else you're going to bring out the angry West Hollywood bear. There he is. Somebody gave him a gun, obviously. So, there it is. And you don't want to do that. So let's get this party started. Here we go. Your first comedian doing a minute in front of all of us to talk to us afterwards about anything at all. Anything can happen. Is GT. All right, no GT. You know what that means, GT? You just got blacklisted. You made noises. That's what the Patriot's supposed to do if somebody doesn't show up for their spot. Shocking. GT is always
Can I
here.
ask real quick, was GT black?
No.
These aren't made yet.
Okay, good, because I thought GT... Oh, we're starting off with a black comic. That's what I thought. Okay,
I
but...
thought you did because he was late.
All All right, I pulled another name out of the bucket. Let's see if he's here. Chris Loswick.
I knew this would be a white name.
Chris Loswick.
I knew
Here he
this.
is.
This sounds like a white name. This is definitely what, yes.
Here he is, Chris Loswick.
So I got a haircut the other day. Went to my girl Amy. She's from Korea. I sat down in her chair. She looked at me. She said, "How you want it?" I said, "What?" She said, "How you want it?" I said, "Amy, I want to look professional. I want that professional look. I want to get out of the faux hawk that I was rocking in my 20s." And she looked at me. She said, "You need comb over." So I'm waiting for the bald spot to grow in. I'm actually a professional server. It's kind of an oxymoron. Still waiting for my career to take off. Clearly the haircut hasn't worked yet. Working in the hospitalities is a lot like working in the hospitalities reminds me of when I used to play high school soccer. I'm one of two white boys on an old Mexican team. I'm saving up for a house right now. The only thing is, no one told me on a server's wages it would take forever.
Yeah. Right. All right.
How did I get first name?
Strong closing, by the way.
I didn't think you topped the opener.
Thank you, Tom Irrera.
You're welcome.
Chris, how long have you been doing stand-up comedy?
This is my first night up.
Whoa! Signed up for it. Look at
I don't think I got a pretty laugh.
Yeah, no.
I like how you put the stool and everything in front of you.
Yeah.
I wish you would have started taking off shoes and putting it on a stool. And that was great.
Another minute, he would have been on Iron Man's shoulders. No, okay.
It could have been, yeah. Chris, so what made you want to do comedy?
And I was just trying to pick up other hobbies that aren't so contact oriented. I really like comedy.
Right.
I've always followed it. And
Where you waiting tables at?
At the Ritz-Carlton, Half Moon Bay.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's a good gig.
Have you ever seen live stand-up before?
Yeah, I watched a few.
I love his body language is great though, because he was like, I thought you were going to start rapping.
Well, the haircut thing, I really don't get it. I guess for that to work, we'd have to know what your hair looked like before or something, maybe?
No, he's waiting for the balls. I'm sorry, you go ahead. It's your bid.
I told it to my friends that were all on acid, and they thought it was hilarious.
Right.
That is just the wrong demographic in here, I guess.
Yeah, right. Because your friends were laughing at something else. They were laughing at the pink dragon that danced across your face when you were talking, not what you were actually saying. So what's the story? You're waiting tables at a Ritz-Carlton by the ocean. You're living that surfer life. What else is going on? You single?
Single, ready to mingle. Broke up with my girlfriend 3 or 4 weeks ago.
After the set?
After the set, yeah. But she never saw me do comedy.
So it was weeks ago, not months ago?
Weeks ago, yeah.
You said months first, like it
Felt
felt like
months.
3 or 4 months. Holy shit. What was her story? Ritz-Carlton?
No, she was a scientist.
Did she also surf?
Call her back up now.
Yeah.
What kind
You fucked up. Call her up now. Don't marry her.
what kind of
Was it that bad?
No. I thought, look, this is literally your first time on stage?
First time I'll say I saved it for this show.
Wow.
I was actually
Thank
hoping
you.
I didn't get picked.
Well,
No,
I gotta say,
picked.
it will never get harder than this. I think in terms of a first time,
Yeah.
it will never get more difficult than this. So it's only onwards and upwards from here on out if you choose to pursue it. So that's what I say.
You're very likable too, and I think
Thanks, Dom.
you really are. I mean, I like it, and I think you should really get in hospitality.
Oh my God, you are unbelievably great. You are so
I
awesome.
did like him. He's likable, isn't he?
Oh yeah, totally. It's definitely likable.
Maybe he could do a good parapet. No, that's already been done.
Oh. Need to do a parapet.
So wait, what Ritz-Carlton did you say? Where at?
In Half Moon Bay.
What is that? Where is that?
It's a little south of San Francisco.
Oh,
It's a little small town.
So you live in San Fran?
I live in Half Moon Bay.
And you came down here for this?
Yeah, my cousin lives in Hollywood, so I visit him and check out this show. It's been a cool experience so far.
That's awesome. So you listened to the podcast and you came down to do your first minute of stand-up ever.
Yeah, no doubt.
That is so fucking cool.
It's pretty awesome, I gotta say.
Good luck,
It's really crazy because it's one of the only shows and it's happened quite a few times. Like I remember we once had Sinbad and Jeff Garlin at the same time, which we figured out is a combined 65 years of comedy experience between the two of them. And there was a couple people that had their first time in front of them. You know, it's the only show.
Sean, how many years for you?
For me?
What, stand-up?
Yeah.
I started 2-3 years. I've been doing
So
you mean stand-up
total
per
2.5
se?
years of stand-up on this.
I started at the Improv in 1980. I was a punk then. Biggest fucking black cock I had.
And when you had your first
Were
set,
you always funny? Yes, I was always funny. Was that?
your first set, do you remember what you talked about?
My
Was it
first
the
set
old,
was actually on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. I wasn't going to stand outside like some fucking mook. I did the Tonight Show, and then I spiraled down until I'm here right now.
Yeah.
Long live Tony, kill Tony.
Well, what is this last name? Your handwriting is as bad as your comedy. What is
I
this?
knew that was coming.
Loswick?
Loswick, yeah.
Loswick. Fuck yeah.
Thank you for letting me be on the show.
Just to make you feel comfortable, what are the specials? Let's assume the juror.
Can you give us a little sample of how you would? What would we get if you just walked up to our table at the Ritz
I was
Carlton?
say, would you like some recommendations?
Why do you flare your hands like a magician, by the way? You're serving food, right? Is that okay?
Right, are you making it appear out of your
Sometimes I do
sleeve?
this one.
Only
at
his
the
left
table.
hand.
Okay, good.
Only his left half to
My
his body
colleague.
is nervous.
I do.
No, you only have one part of your body that's nervous. The other part's calm.
What's the calm part?
I don't want to get into this.
Keep going. Give us some more. Give us the real deal. Without trying to be funny, what would you say to us if we came at our table at the Ritz
Yeah,
Carlton?
so would you like some recommendations? I really like the mixed green salad with grilled cheese.
You do that with your hands?
Sometimes I talk with my hands.
And what are you looking
This
at
one-
when you do that?
This one draws the attention of the table. Like that.
Oh,
yeah.
What the fuck is that?
It's bad for podcasting. That's what that is.
You came for the 70, you're going to leave with a 89 Saturn. He's like a used car salesman, the technique. And
Well,
Is it too much?
when you're telling
I'm
us
just
the
trying to say
specials... All right, Chris, settle down. When you're talking about the specials just then, you weren't even looking at us. You were doing a thing where you were squinting and staring at the stool. What do you look at when you're actually talking to them at the table? Are you looking in their eyes, or are you squinting, looking at the middle of the
I
table?
read off the menu. So
You have the
menu's
menu
there,
in front of you?
The menu's there.
Oh, shit.
And then I kind of point
That's
it
how
out.
bad you are at that job? you sit the menu there and use it as like a non-moving teleprompter?
It's like a bad Sopranos audition.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
are you really a buster trying to act like a waiter? That's what it seems like. And I just do this and
So we have the mixed green salad with cheese.
I mean, that just doesn't seem like the Ritz Carlton would allow that. They don't want no.
Here's my point, Chris.
That is a pretty face.
I think you should. I think you should quit waiting tables because you seem to be really bad at it. But you know what? I think there's definitely a career for you in being a patriot one night. And all right, there you go.
Maybe a bird catcher, help you catch one of these
Yeah.
birds.
What do you know about parrots, Chris?
Adam, did you get my spot this week?
He's calling in his avails right now. Thanks, Chris. There he goes. Chris Loswick. He's on Twitter. He's on Twitter at Loswick Sir.
That was fun, Tony. Thank you, man. Thanks for having us.
He's
so much
done.
fun.
Chris drove all the way from San Fran. That's crazy. The luck of the bucket, I guess. That's
I
fun.
liked him though. Did you like him? He was likable.
Ooh, I like this. I always like one name.
Oh, one name comedian. This is black. This is a black comedian. There's one name that's a black fucking comedian. This is someone who hasn't paid his taxes.
There's a black guy getting up in the upper deck right now that is so confident that he's the only one named black comic in the room. But I see a few more black
All six comics stood up. Yeah, okay. Let's see what happens here.
Where is he? I can't see him.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus.
I'm gonna say the name. Let's see if it's him. Put your hands together for Haiti.
Yeah, that's. She said, "Oh my God, that's what's up." Yeah, I'm black. Oh my hell yeah! I don't know why. You know, have you ever worn an outfit you think it look pretty nice until you actually went outside? I look like a black Gallagher. But I'm actually from Haiti. If you don't know what Haiti is a small country, corrupt government, you know, poverty, 95% black, you know, all bad shit. Like we like no one give a fuck about us unless the big happen. We like the New Orleans of Earth. Yeah, like I don't mind you asking me stupid questions about my country, but if it's stupid enough, I tend to give you some stupid ass replies. Like they always ask me, "What kind of clothes do you wear in Haiti?" I say, "Have you seen Tarzan? We were with that motherfucker wear. We were cloth to cover our private parts only, but it's Gucci though." Where exactly is Haiti located anyway? Oh, very good question, my friend. But because before the earthquake, I thought Haiti was in Africa too. But it's actually in Detroit.
Boom, Haiti. Fuck yeah. This is your first time on the show, right?
Yeah, I come here all the time, but this is my first time on the stage.
Cool. How long you been on stand-up?
3 years.
Wow.
Is that when you bought that belt?
Boom, belt roast. Look out.
Tie a balloon to that.
And I like your bird story too, ain't that
I'm just kidding.
How long have you been in America?
16 years.
16 years.
Yeah.
Est-ce que vous comprenez le français?
Vous comprenez ça me dit?
Enchanté de faire votre connaissance, monsieur.
Holy shit. I don't know, but if you look, it made Haiti laugh, and he's the only one that speaks French. So that means Dom can kill in multiple languages. It's fucking unbelievable. That's hilarious. What did you say in English?
I have no idea.
Fuck
He said
yeah.
it was nice to meet him, and how you doing? Do you speak French? I asked him.
Yeah.
And I said, "You can't understand what I'm saying?" And he said, "Yeah."
But you don't have much of an accent, so you really have. You don't have much of a Haitian accent.
I took classes. I went to this Catholic school, and they were making fun of me because the way I was talking and looking stuff. So I started taking.
Can you do the accent back that you grew up with?
I don't know how to do it no more. I can speak my language, but I can't.
What
You
does
know,
that
I'm
sound
from
like?
Philly. I can't do a Philly accent. I could do like South Philly or Italian, but I can't. I was wondering what your ear was like to that.
Sometimes my accent does come out, but it's by accident. Like when I get excited, my like I can't say. I have to take my time to say Philly because if I come out and just say I'm gonna say tree, and that sounds like some cursive or some bullshit. So I slow down when I talk because my accent usually comes when I speed up.
Wow. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Because you really do. You speak great English. Like, you look Haitian as fuck. But... There we go. But you don't sound it.
Thank you. Yeah. Classes work.
But you are correct. Like if you said, shut your eyes and imagine someone from Haiti,
Right.
like that's pretty much what you picture.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Because when your eyes are shut, that's exactly what it looks like. Fuck yeah, man. That's amazing. So, like, you still have a lot of family in Haiti, obviously.
Yeah, I'm one of 20 kids. A lot of my brothers.
Jesus.
Are you serious?
Wow.
Yeah, I only met 13 of us.
You've only met 13?
Yeah, I only met 13.
The other ones died of old age.
The oldest one came to my father's funeral, and he didn't know that was my father till the day he died.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So your dad just fucked.
The
Like a
shit out of
machine.
women, huh?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You like to have sex?
I bet you do.
So is Haiti like kind of like North Hollywood-ish, or is it?
No.
No. It's like Haiti. What is the biggest business there? Is it? I don't know anything about like you said.
All right,
you know,
the
Haiti.
biggest tourism because it's an island. All the islands have tourism. Jamaica is the number one for Americans, that is, and the Virgin Islands are are like the main place for the rest of the world. But Haiti don't have shit, but you know. No. But we're doing good. After the earthquake, we have a Marriott now.
Oh, that's cool.
You at least say that on stage.
That's hilarious. Write that down. That's funny as fuck.
Are they hiring? Chris Loswick might need a job.
We only got bad enough.
Fuck yeah. What's your favorite thing about Haiti? Well, do you ever go back?
No, I went back sometimes, but people keep on asking. They say I feel kind of bad, so I just send them the plane money to them. I just donate that money to them. So it's round trip around $700. So I just send it to them.
Wow. What's the age of consent there?
What?
There's no age of consent.
There is no age of consent.
Anything goes in Haiti.
His father proved that.
But like $700 is 8 times, so it's around $15,000.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Don't Haiti the player, Haiti the game. That shirt really is something else. Like it's almost.
I know. But he brought my muscles out and everything. I look thick.
Wow. Interesting. I love it. Instead of most people, they put their Twitter handle there. You just have support my ass. Is
That's
that
my
your
Twitter name?
That really is?
Yeah.
At support my ass? Wow.
Yeah,
that's
you got
great.
that, huh?
Yeah.
You're the one. I always wondered who got that.
Stop donating money and give it to yourself.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the show.
Right? Oh, you son of a bitch. You went for it, Haiti. That's a low blow.
It's okay. No, I didn't watch it.
You have to have cable. You have to have cable to watch your
show.
show, Haiti. That's the catch.
Huh?
You have to have cable to watch a TV show.
Oh, because I'm Haiti, you don't think I have shit.
No, you just said that you sent all your money. Yeah, you got it. Haiti, we're on the same page. I love you.
I like you. You fun.
He was hilarious. What was it, last week or the week before when you were sitting in the front row?
Yeah, you were
That was
sitting close.
So fucking funny, and I think we got some camera of you just sitting there making a hilarious face.
You're really good at making faces.
Yeah.
You are like a black Jon Stewart. It's amazing.
Yeah, you've made faces to a couple of us a couple of times already since you've been up here. Is that some kind of defense mechanism growing up at a school, a Catholic school?
Yeah, it was. I was getting teased because my English was god awful and I looked the way I look, and so I started playing football and try to be more popular, and people still making fun of me. So the way my mom said, if anybody say anything, so you don't fight them, just
Make a face.
Just
make a
get
face
just
and
get
make
better.
sure that you're angry
Just get
and
better
stuff.
at football. Right? Is that what she told you?
I was pretty good. I was pretty good. But the person that played my position ended up winning the Super Bowl and everything, so he was better than me.
Wow.
Hey.
That's who was ahead of you.
You were a halfback?
Yeah, tailback. Golden Tate was the one that's better than me, if y'all know.
Oh, wow. Yeah, definitely. I always almost pick them up on my fantasy team that I'm
That's my dude.
Seahawks, right?
No, Detroit Lions now.
He was with the Seahawks last year.
All right, Haiti. Fun
Great
times,
job,
man.
man.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome. So great to have you. Pull that stool back. Everybody,
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Take a step up and pull that stool back.
Yeah,
to
we
the-
need to reset the stage.
Pull it back more.
All the way
Go.
back.
Yeah, just go with
These
it.
guys are too likable. They can't even bust their balls.
I know, right?
How about bringing up an asshole?
There's Eric Carter right there. He's a real Billy goat. I mean, he's a real hillbilly.
Are you looking at me or you?
What? I don't fucking know, but it's kind of scary.
Your next comedian goes by the name of Chris Naderport. Cyrus Naderport. Oh yeah, here he is. It's Cyrus, everybody.
Thank you very much. I got a lot of homophobic friends back home, and I don't really get it. Like, I was back home watching TV with my buddies, and my friend turns to me and goes, "Did you know that Neil Patrick Harris is gay and plays a womanizer on TV?" I go, "Wow, that's crazy." Do you know what else is wild? Robert Downey Jr. Not actually Iron Man. And there's no reason for straight dudes to hate gay men. If you take a moment to analyze what is the gay community, it's the top 1% of the most attractive men just banding together and be like, pussy's not really for me. Why would you want to stop that? Half of West Hollywood looks like they're going to be extras in 300. Like, being gay is just genetic. It's linked to the gene that makes you ripped. I was driving through West Hollywood the other day. I saw this older guy jogging shirtless, had gray hair, had to be in his 50s. Dude had a six-pack. 50 years old with a fucking six-pack. I'm 29, I eat quinoa, I do pilates, and I surf. I don't have a fucking six-pack.
Yeah, the bear wanted a different punchline right at the end, I guess. Cyrus, you were on, what, a few weeks ago or something?
Yeah, like 2-3 weeks ago.
Initial thoughts on Cyrus, guys?
I just have to ask, is your pet turtle okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good, thank you. I was very nervous.
Why the turtle?
You look like you would own a pet turtle.
I'm pretty sure I said this a few weeks ago, but you're one of the funniest magicians that I've ever had on this stage.
He's a ringer. He's worked for a while, right?
Yeah.
That's stand-up.
Yeah.
I've been doing it for like 2 years.
Yeah, because it came out of you too easily. Flowed out of you the bit about with the thing with the other guy. And
That's really good. Where are you from?
I'm from Maryland originally.
Mm-hmm. You been in LA for a couple years?
Yeah, I've been in LA, it's going on 5. I actually came for a regular job, and I started doing stand-up like 2 years ago.
The job was Guitar Center.
Guitar, yeah.
I tried to get a regular job, but the public demanded I do stand-up. I wanted so much to work like a regular person. Because of this fucking gift. I couldn't let them down. The little people. The scum and the vermin.
What do you do for fun, Cyrus?
For fun, I surf,
Jesus, a lot of surfers here tonight.
I shamelessly hopped on the bandwagon when I moved out here. So I live down in Manhattan Beach, so
What is a bandwagon, do you know?
like it's like a group of people hopping on something because they want to like what's popular.
But is there a band on the wagon, or do you have to? I mean, you say it, it's so arrogant and nonchalant. You don't really know what it fucking means.
Well, it's like when a sports team's doing well, you just hop on the bandwagon.
Yeah, but what is it, literally?
It's a tour bus with like the wagon connected to the back of a tour bus where they used to keep gear.
Hey, I'm
and
asking him.
What else? So you surf?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I surf. I mean, honestly, all I do is stand up and I work now. So that's pretty much my life.
What are you working?
I drive Lyft and Uber.
Nice.
Drive an Uber?
Yeah.
I would never get in a fucking car.
I'm that person. I'm qualified to drive Uber. Like, that's like part of the requirement there.
Oh, you're half Persian, huh? Yeah.
You don't smell like your car from here.
Have you slept with any of your customers?
No.
It's close.
No, I mean, people don't want to fuck the help. You know what I mean? That's not really... That's like in porno movies. That's what happens in real life.
I would just imagine there's a lot of drunk girls in these Ubers going like, "Hey, just come inside and eat my ass." You know, that kind of stuff.
No, definitely not. I'm sure Cyrus wishes that that's what was happening in Ubers, but especially not when you're driving the Lyft. I mean,
Yeah. But that's easy.
Is that the one with the
easier
mustache?
on Lyft, right?
Is that the mustache one?
yeah.
Oh, you got to put a pink mustache on your car?
Yeah, I mean, not anymore.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, they got-
It just sounds like a
They
grown
got rid of
man.
it.
You got to
I
fucking.
didn't put that one. I mean, it's on your fucking radiator.
I'd imagine that the worst is like when you're not working the Lyft job and the mustache isn't on.
Yeah.
And you meet somebody, like maybe your future wife, and you're like, hey, oh yeah, nice to meet you. Oh yeah, I'm going the same way you are. Let me just grab something out of my trunk. And you open that and they see that mustache. And you turn around and they're just half a mile down the road. Because that's when they find out.
Yeah.
Alright, that was a long journey for Jesus.
Do you do any material?
Now you know how I feel. I left my home in Pasadena to come to hear this fucking out.
Do you do any material about Uber or Lyft?
Not yet. I mean, someone puked outside my window on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Not that funny.
Puked outside of it?
Yeah, he was pretty good. He got all outside.
Oh, that's good.
So I was impressed.
But that's like you talked about, like having gay friends, but you seem like Dom said, it seemed like you really had timing down and a good pace. I thought, oh, I'd like to know something about you as opposed to just, your friends that are homophobic, or whatever. You got such a great delivery. peel back the layers a bit more. I don't know, it's just how I felt.
Yeah. What scares you? What are you afraid of?
Not making it. I basically quit a high-paying job to do this, so
Did you really?
it's fucking terrifying. Yeah.
What was the job?
I was at ad sales, online ad sales.
Kind of reminds me of Matt Edgar a little bit, like how he acts. Have you ever killed a bird?
I mean, I need money, so maybe we can work a deal. And I can take out the parrots.
You're half Persian.
You need money? Man, that must suck. I'm set for life. Yeah, seriously. What? Try to relate to you.
You said you're half Persian. What's the other half? Because you're super white. So I'm imagining it's just like German or something crazy,
Polish.
right? Polish. Oh yeah, that's one of the ones. So
That's where he got his wit from.
He's got those good Polish punchlines.
I met this Polish guy the other night. I couldn't breathe. It wasn't as funny as the Swedish guy I met the night before.
But yeah.
Well, good job, man.
Cyrus, it was nice to have you back on.
Thanks.
See you again soon. Really Midwest Hollywood jokes, you know? I feel like I've heard all of them, but that's a really funny take.
Yeah.
It's a good one. He's on Twitter at Cyrus the Clown, all one word. Follow him. So that's fun. Steve, I always ask first-time guests this question. Was there anything that you did or said or anything when you first started stand-up, very first started, that you can't believe you said or did? For example, like one day Chris Loswick's gonna look back on his barber bit with the, he's gonna go, holy shit, I've never been funnier than I was that night. Is there anything, like I've asked a bunch of people this, I've gotten the wildest answers. Some guys started off with like they brought up a dummy, and like it's amazing to watch the evolution of comedians. So.
I started in New York City, and it was just, I mean this when I said the first 7 years was just a blur. Yeah, I know it sounds weird, but I can't even remember my first time. I just remember it went well, and I was hooked after that. I said, I'm doing this the rest of my life. I'd never make a dime, and that's pretty much how it's been. And I haven't, because I've been on TBS the last 3 years, so. But no, it's all just been a complete blur. I know the shittiest joke I ever wrote, it was like the first month, and I told him, I was like, that you'll never do worse than that. And it was, I'm glad I'm not I'm not in the E Street Band, because if Bruce Springsteen ever got pissed off at me, I couldn't say, you're not the boss of me. And it was just like, oh my fucking God. Even as I wrote it, I was like, I hate you.
Oh shit. I wrote a bad one like that a few weeks ago, because I was writing on well, I don't know if they did it, but I'll just tell you the joke. But I was writing for a show where I end up writing topical things, and anyway, the subject was the U2 putting their new album out on the iPhone. Yeah. And what I said was, what I wrote was, I still can't find what I'm looking for, is what people say when they're looking for a good track on that album. Bad, but good. Probably made it on that show. Made Writers Guild minimum for that joke. So you guys can laugh at that. Dom, what's a crazy thing you did when you were a kid? When you were starting out?
I did stand-up in first grade.
Yeah.
I did really. I was in a Catholic school, so 8th grade was where they graduated from. And this nun said, you think you're funny? I'll take you up to the 8th grade. My cousins were in 8th grade. And I did stand-up, and I don't know what I said, but the desks were this high, and the kids were all laughing. And I'm thinking, fuck, this is great. And I had to work clean, And I mean, that was the first time I ever did anything performance-wise, but it was just, I never forgot that feeling, So it went well. What are you laughing at? You fucking bird hater. So it went well. One time I was doing stand-up for my mom, had a thing, a benefit for her charity or hospital, and my cousin Johnny got mad at a guy that wasn't laughing. He didn't get, this is not personal. He goes, you fucking start laughing at him, motherfucker. Break your fucking head.
Philly.
Yeah.
That's how shit happens there.
Philly's a tough town. Philly is the fucking worst.
It's crazy.
I always think of Vegas as the place that all the pretty people from LA go to party, and Atlantic City is where all the ugly people from Philly go to party.
Yes, it is.
I did a tweet, or an Instagram, and I had all these girls from the Laugh Factory, the waitresses, they're all beautiful. And I sent it back and said, well, I wish my friends in Philly were as beautiful as my Hollywood friends. I got all kinds of fucking hate shit over it. Fuck you. How about battery acid in your face, you motherfucker? Easy, guys. It was a joke.
Right on the Facebook. They were right on.
Let me tell you more about my first grade stand-up before we go on.
All right. I think we met this guy for the first time last week. The name is the one that I think it is. Put your hands together for Tommy Rico, everybody.
Fellas, thank you guys. I'm from Boston. My mother always told me, if you don't have anything nice to say, you are from Boston. Because we're very aggressive people. Every city has a travel slogan that makes you want to go there. New York, nice and simple. I love New York. Boston should be intense to match our personality. Like, Boston! You want to go? Because we're irrational, stupidly angry people. Sometimes people get passive-aggressive when they ask things about Boston. They say, oh, you're from Boston, huh? A lot of racism up there. I'm sorry, you calling me a racist? Or you somehow suggesting I should have fixed up Boston's little racism problem all by myself before I left? Either way, I'm not interested in either of those jobs. And by the way, it's not that Boston's necessarily racist. It's that everything in a Boston accent sounds racist. You can have an old Irish guy say, in the 1960s I marched with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And all anybody's hearing is, I think that guy killed Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. All right, thank you guys very much. I'm Tommy.
Yeah, really saved it there at the end. Really almost erased the previous 59 seconds.
Can I tell something in the interest of, just to put it out there? I opened for Dom Irrera in Chicopee, Massachusetts in 2008, and it was one of the most fun gigs I ever had.
Wow, look at that.
Fuck, now I can't say what I was going to say. Good to see you, buddy. Where you been?
Not working hard enough, apparently. It's good to see you.
Okay.
You were one of my favorite guys to open for. You had two of the best things that I ever heard before a show. You were real nice to me, which was great, but right before, when I met you, you shook my hand, you said, you nervous? I said, no. Said, good. Because if you are, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. That was the first thing you said to me, and then I had to ask for your intro. And you said, all right, I got a list of 19 credits. They're all equally important, so read them with equal importance. Now, as you get towards the end of the list, I want you to get real emotional, like this is a big deal for you. Towards the back end of that list, like if you can work up some tears, really, like get to the point where you're almost finished with life, and then say, ladies and gentlemen, a comedy legend, Dom Irrera. And then you say, actually, kid, I'm just kidding. Whatever you want to say is fine. Just don't call me a comedy legend. And I didn't, so that's how that
I hate being called a legend. It's like fucking Rodney Dangerfield's a legend. I'm just an older comic with a fucking...
Yeah, I don't think anybody would agree with you, Dom. But I understand.
I'm not a legend. A legend's Rodney. Robin Williams is a legend. I'm terrific. Don't get me wrong. That's so funny, man.
Fuck yeah, reunited all the way from Chicopee, Massachusetts.
The Hookie Lao.
Hookie Lao.
Giant Chinese restaurant next to a trailer park.
That's great that you remembered that.
That's hilarious.
Fuck
What were
yeah.
you going to originally say, though?
Yeah, please do. I deserve it.
No, you had that Boston confidence about you that Philly doesn't have. But you did.
That infuriates most people.
That semi-Nick DiPaolo sounding cadence,
Yeah.
And that's weird, man. It's one of those gigs. It's so funny. I'm sorry I don't remember it, but it's like. And the thing about intros is, the longer the intro, the worse the act. I was hosting a show at the Improv in New York when I started out, and I brought up a guy, and I forgot to say that a certain credit, and he comes up to me and goes, man, you were supposed to say I was the road company of Greece. I go, you know what? How about writing some funny fucking jokes? You think these guys from Brooklyn and Queens go, hey, who was in Greece? Pay attention.
You being nice to me beforehand and bringing out the nervous thing, because I was super nervous before you, so it totally put me at ease. I had a good night that night, and it was fun.
Good, man.
Yeah. Well, there you go. You saved
Good
it
to see you.
tonight.
Good luck out here.
Saved it tonight at the very end, but we all know Bostonians only bomb in marathons, so there you go. No party horn on that one. I like that one. Oh, that's not it. There it is. Tommy, thank you so much.
Thank you guys very much.
All right, let's keep this fun train moving along. Only a few more left. Put your hands together for David Bastard. David Bastard. I read it like it's written. Look at that. Probably David Bastard, everybody.
Hey, thank you. Give it up for me, David Bastard. Give it for yourselves. What's up? All right, shut up. The next day, the day after Christmas, I was like walking down the street. That's what I do. And I saw like brand new Nerf guns in a recycling bin on the sidewalk, and I thought, wow, someone's mom's a real fucking bitch. Not letting her kids play with their guns, or letting them play with the guns for like 2 seconds, and it's like, okay, this is dangerous now. They gotta go. Let's see. There's a movie coming out. It's Selma, the new movie coming out. It's about MLK, Martin Luther King. I thought this is a good movie. This is a good movie. That's gonna be a nice reminder that tells me a time when the blacks and the whites just didn't get along. Remember that time? And I think it's because like of the Negro overload. I think there was a time like when the blacks and the whites were pretty cool. And I was like, man, you black and you strong. You built this house, and I'm white and I'm smart. And I'll just tell you how to do it. And I'm gonna get some more of you Negroes. And but you know what? There's actually a lot of you guys out here. There's a lot of niggas over here too. I just noticed that, man. This is a man named Kutakete, and I was like, I can't spell that.
Yeah, there he is.
Man, that's bullshit. Motherfucker, come here and throw that motherfucker in on this job.
Yeah, what's over that?
Fuck yeah. One more time for Haiti, everybody.
Yeah, he definitely is blacker than I am.
Yeah, it's more like, what would the country be? I don't know. Fill in your own punchline there, everybody. That's
like Urkel and Carlton from...
Right. There you go.
I was completely lost, but you guys completely lost.
Well, I mean, what you did was, you did more of facts than jokes. Like, yeah, if that mom threw out the Nerf guns, then yeah, she is a bitch.
Yeah. It was like a setup.
Yeah.
I was waiting for,
Yeah.
I like the line when he said there was a time when blacks and whites didn't get along.
Yeah.
It was funny, but I don't know why it didn't. I mean, I don't know if they were taking it seriously, but I thought it was.
Because I think now
I'm born then, so I'm just like kind of taking a guess from like history books and stuff like that.
Well, you meant for it to be sarcastic, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Are you asking or answering? It's all right. What's up? Is your real last name Bastard?
My dad died. Now I don't know who else to turn to for rent.
Oh, you did it for that joke? Oh, now the horn means nothing. So that's not your real last name, so you use
Bass.
it? Okay.
Like the fish.
But you've been going by Bastard lately? How long have you been doing stand-up?
A few years now.
A few years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do other things like acting and stuff like that.
Have you been in anything that we can watch?
I was in a slavery reenactment once for like the History Channel.
What'd you have to do? What'd you have to do for that role?
It was mostly like running around the field in like loincloths with like pitchforks, or like running around chasing white people. It was actually a lot of fun. Like behind the scenes, we were all like hanging out with the horses and calling each other nigger. It was
right.
Those were the white guys who were saying that, but we were just
I see what you
waiting for that check in the mail.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Philly.
You're dressed very well.
Thanks.
Probably one of the best dressed of the night, if that means anything in this universe. But it really doesn't. You have a job that you do here in LA?
I do this thing where like I cut like cardboard boxes into like squares.
Oh, is
and
this another one of those wacky setups you've led us on so far?
Well, no.
I can sort of smell it out now. I mean, I've only known you for 3 minutes, but
I sell cardboard cutouts.
that's coming. Wait. To cut the cardboard. Wait, take me back. So you do this thing where you cut the cardboard and okay.
It's a little squiz.
Okay, wait a second. Oh, wait. Hold on. Wait. Go ahead.
The 8x11 squiz. And I tried selling them to guys on the street, but they like never give me any change for them, so I just like give it to them.
So what is it?
I sell cardboard cutout signs.
For what? Like, what did the sign say?
God damn it! Like, it's just like a thought process.
Hey, stick with me over here.
Thanks, Jeff. Thank you for the cigarette also before and after today.
Hey, listen to the Patriot. It's taking him everything to not be racist right now.
I didn't get one of them jobs in the reenactments.
What?
That wasn't even racist, but everybody knew like it was. That's how we're totally waiting for Eric to be racist right now.
I didn't get one of them jobs in them reenactments.
I think I got on Craigslist after I like sucked this guy's cock, and then he was like, "Hey, I can put you on this movie."
Okie dokie, Dave. You're a wild one. Anything else for David, guys? Any advice or you want to blowjob or something? What do you guys want?
Good on the blowjob, I think.
Yeah, I'm off duty this week. So.
Speak for yourself.
No, I thought that there were. Yeah, I thought that joke. I agree with Dom. I thought that was the best joke in there, and I thought I think anytime you get more personal, I think if you did a historical reenactment on the History Channel, that's right for comedy. I mean, you can talk about that.
Yeah.
I wish I heard more about that. But.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. Now you know. Now you can start that and turn that into a bit.
Okie dokie.
David Bastard,
Hey,
everybody.
thank you.
There you go. He's on Twitter. #DLB or #DLB3. Obviously, he's one of the only comedians I've ever seen trying to start their own hashtag from being on the show. So there you go. #DLB. Did you know, by the way, because you were facing that way, that when you did the sound effect, the bloop, 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 that I was taking a sip of water? Did you know that? Really? You did a no look, and you knew that was the thing. You are unbelievable. Put your hands together for Brian Redman, founder of the Death Squad Network, co-host of the Joe Rogan Experience, and my constant companion.
Tony, have you ever worked Side Splitters in Tampa?
No.
Oh, I'll be there next week. You ever work Kansas City Improv?
No.
That Thursday, the week after that. About the Funny Bone in Columbus.
When are you in the Funny Bone?
The week after Valentine's Day. When I hear a capsulization of my career, can I just say this because it struck me funny?
Yeah.
One week I was on at the Sydney Opera House, right? Fucking cool. Sydney Opera House. And I enjoyed the moments. 3,000 people, boom. The following week I was at Mr. Magooby's Joke Hut in Towson, Maryland. I go, what the fuck? Does that keep a balance in life?
There's a gun range next to that.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, they really? What, the
Yeah, it's in that
Magooby's?
strip mall, way in the back. Off
Yeah,
the
yeah.
feet. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah,
That's funny.
it's a paycheck.
Well, put your hands together for your next comedian. He goes by the name of Michael Perkins.
Slaves.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. Put your hands together for Michael Perkins, everybody. Here he is.
The other day, my girlfriend, I was fucking my girlfriend and she stuck her finger in my ass. Now she sued me for defecation of character. Now I'm the one getting shit on. I don't think that Trix rabbit was silly at all. I think he was hungry and those dumb kids starved a rabbit. Whew, deep breaths. I didn't think you were going to call my name, Tony. Man, every time I see someone fucking a tree in the woods, that's how it happens more than... I think that's so Avatar. You know, because if you see Avatar, they're kind of in the woods, kind of fucking, I don't know, nature. You think Hey, you remember when we were kids? Remember when we were kids and they had that Scrubbing Bubbles commercial? Right, where those little brushes came out and danced around your tub and cleaned your tub? It can't work like that, guys.
I love your style. Michael Perkinson. Yeah, just have bad jokes and just ride the wave up the middle of it. I see what you're doing, you motherfucker. Hell yeah. That's an interesting style.
Would you ever consider working as a feature act in Tampa?
Fuck yeah.
Sure.
He's already got the sandals for the job.
Sure.
Hell yeah. You look like a giant lesbian.
You look like Daniel Tosh with AIDS.
All right, yeah. Now you do good, you son of a bitch. I had to bring it out of you. See, that's what I do here. I try to inspire people. Fuck yeah, man.
I love your Scrubbing Bubbles. That's not what they do. They don't do it.
You remember that commercial, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, I was so excited things was going to come out and clean the tub. Bullshit, no. They didn't even have smiley faces on the brushes.
No, don't they have like mustaches or something? Or I'm thinking Pringle guy. I don't know.
It's amazing. I just love following your career. You know, it's good to see you here. You know, it all started with, hey, you guys. And now you just, to get to work with you, it's like such an honor. I also love you in every episode of Orange is the New Black, too. I love that. So much fun.
Hey, man.
I love the shorts, because you're a bigger guy, so you stay warm pretty easily, right?
No, I don't. I wear elastic pants because my weight fluctuates easily.
I love you. How long have you been doing stand-up?
Doing it off and on for about 4 years. No, I've never really had good jokes.
I should have a lot more off than on.
I love this guy, the out-of-breath comedian. I've always wanted.
I've got ammo on all you guys.
I bet you do.
Turtle, how's it going?
You're bombing now. Back to the bomb. Michael, what do you do for fun? Will you live here in LA?
I got here 2 weeks ago. I was selling plants in Huntington Beach for 3 weeks before I quit that. Plants. I learned a lot about plants. Didn't sell any though, but so I just got here from Florida, 2,000 miles about a month ago.
Wow.
I'm fucking terrified. Quit my job today. Living here now and plan on kicking ass. Who knows?
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
So nobody would buy your bush?
What?
You were selling plants.
No, man.
It's a lesbian joke.
Do I look like a lesbian? I tried to cut my own hair yesterday.
Did you hear how everybody laughed after I said it? Yeah. That wouldn't have worked on fucking David Bastard.
Are you a fan of Bert Kreischer?
Never heard of her. Yeah.
Her.
Oh shit! Who is it? I don't know.
You're from Florida, right?
Yeah.
It's one of Florida's biggest comics.
Don't know anybody from Florida.
Tampa. And he's from Tampa.
How old are you?
I'm from Pensacola, Florida. I turned 29 on the 30th.
Wow.
Hopeless. Is that what you're telling me? Hopeless?
No, I love it.
Hopelessly devoted?
You have a look that, you know, the comedy movie stars had for the last few years. And so I don't know if you're getting here late or
Is this like the
Jonah Hill.
The Napoleon Dynamite to Will Ferrell? Wait, no. Napoleon Dynamite to Will
it's
Ferrell.
like Neapolitan Dynamite. You're fat, buddy. Maybe you forgot. There's no Napoleon.
You can donate to Tony's web fund, cystic fibrosis for. God damn,
come on,
Is it the kidneys or the liver, Tony?
Looks like you've been eating the only roast that you've been doing lately. So. Everybody, come on.
Oh man,
Come on, you son of a bitch.
I wish I
Play. He's the only guy that goes from the Lens Crafters to the fucking Burger King. I don't know. Alright, fuck it. Michael, I like your style. So what do you do for fun?
What do I do for fun?
Yeah.
Well, I tell jokes.
I know that, Michael. We get that
I
part.
play tennis.
Get the fuck out of here.
I teach tennis.
Really?
I teach tennis. As a matter of fact, man, I've played professional tennis. I got to play. I got a game against Jack Sock. He won Wimbledon doubles this year.
Holy shit. You're like
Fuck, I
Andre
did that.
Big Assy. No tennis joke.
You and Kirk Fox should have a game.
Well, sure.
Where are you going to get a job at? Why don't you teach tennis?
Fuck it. You know what's great about you playing tennis, though? I'm sorry to cut off that question. I love that you play tennis because it's one of the only games where it's never shirts versus skins, so you can keep your shirt on at the time. No, nothing on that? It's because I cut off the question. It never works after that.
No, it's because it was never going to be funny in the first place.
Oh, there he is. He's fighting back. Just like when he sleeps at night and his heart stops. You think it's over. You think it's over. And it just keeps going. Just apnea, not a heart attack. He still has fight. The natural rhythm will take over. Michael, I love you. We gotta move on. Thank you so much.
He's got such a great demeanor. He's got like a great stage presence.
Yeah.
You just
I think
jokes.
Yeah.
But I think if he keeps at it, just as the way he comes up, it's like, I want to hear what this guy
He
says.
could go two directions. He could do jokes, or he could just keep getting better at doing short, bad jokes and just going like, oh man. There's something so likable about that everybody can relate to. You have a very great natural knack at doing that, so I don't know, it could go either way.
I like that.
It's got to be fun, right? Being able to have a style in which you get to write shit jokes like garbage. Like, it doesn't have to work. It's almost the worse the joke, and the quicker of a bad joke that it is, the more you get to actually do what your, like, jujitsu is, which is just that weird shit. Like, darn it. Jiminy Crickets.
You see how so much comes down to likability?
Yeah.
Because everybody ended up liking him, and the first thing with his finger up his ass, you think, where's this guy going to go? And when somebody laughs that hard at their own jokes, it's infectious.
Yeah.
It's either like sad or it's funny, and he was funny.
Yeah. It's infectious, which is also like the diabetes that he has.
Back off, Bulldog.
He's on Twitter at Art15Boys.
Whoa.
Is that right? What's that all about?
You know what it's all about.
Art15.
What is it?
Boys.
Seriously.
It's a clothing company. It's a military veterans clothing company.
Now we're all assholes.
Military veterans
Now we're all
clothing
assholes.
company.
Jesus.
Don't you have a fucking tennis game to play?
I love it.
Not what it seems like, does it?
Now he's
15-year-old boy.
now he's working the door in here.
All right, one more time for Michael Perkins. This is the part of the show where we move on and we close it out with our two regulars. These two young ladies do a brand new minute every single week, and it's always unbelievable to watch and see what they're going to do next. You've been on a few times, and it's always fun to watch them grow. Your first one just got back from a couple weeks in Florida, where she's from. She dropped out of college after doing Kill Tony, and she's been writing a new minute every single week for the last year and a half. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Kimberly Congdon.
Hey guys. So I recently got on birth control, which is really exciting, some good stuff. I'm excited about it because I'm Puerto Rican and I really needed it. And now I feel like guys can come near me and I can't get pregnant, which is nice. That's really exciting. I bombed for my first time in Florida in front of all my friends and family, which is hard. Yeah, it's hard to tell dick jokes in front of Grandma. She was agreeing with all of them. She was drunk, I've done that! It wasn't pretty. My mom was worried I was going to kill myself after the show. Not because she was going to miss me, but because I owed her $50. She didn't want me to leave without it. Being Puerto Rican's really hard.
Why is it so hard?
because I saw a guy I thought it was hot on Facebook today. I wanted to like his picture, but I wasn't sure if he was my cousin or not. And that's a true story.
Thank you for clarifying that. We don't question your integrity.
I love it. Emily Condon. Turning on towards the end when you talk about the real thing that happened this weekend.
Yeah.
The birth control thing. If you're gonna go there, I would just say cum joke wouldn't be the way to go.
Yeah,
that's an old premise though.
I bailed on it after the first joke.
Yeah, if you're gonna talk about that, you're gonna want to take a crazy angle at it, and make it your own thing. But that's so fun that you bombed in front of your family. I've done that before.
It was the worst thing ever.
It was sad reading your Facebook updates.
I wanted to die.
Yeah, she was basically openly tweeting about how bad the set was after the set was over.
It's horrible for all the people that grew up with and all that.
Yeah. And it was the simple jokes that I did, everybody was dying. Right. And I was getting frustrated, you fucking morons.
Exactly.
Is there a joke in Greatest Thing About Birth Control is I don't have to use protection anymore? No, it's not.
Well, it's just the truth.
Well, I mean, how stupid somebody would be to think that they didn't use protection.
I mean, it depends on situation, I guess.
Right, I see what you're saying. Say that you don't know that you can't get STDs. Right.
Yeah, I can't get them.
You're STDs.
I never use a condom anymore. It's better than on birth control.
Oh yeah. So how bad was it? What was the worst moment? What part of the Florida set really made you realize that this was rough?
Well, the real thing that happened, I didn't get to it, was that my grandpa was actually standing next to me, and I made an anal sex joke, and he was really hammered, and he was like, "Hey, don't talk like that." In the middle of my set, I was being punished.
It's kind of sexy.
Yeah.
Where were they sitting? Could you see them from the stage?
I could see everyone. It was outside. I was just set up to.
It was outside.
It was outside.
Why? Now, is this your parents' idea? Because my parents have never seen me do stand-up comedy, and that's on purpose.
This is what happened. I told my mom I was coming home for 2 weeks. She was like, "Let's set up a show." I live in a really small town. And I didn't think she was going to actually do it. And then she called me 2 weeks later, sold out 140 people from my town.
Wait, your mom sold it out?
Yeah.
Your mom produced your... Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. But she invited my whole town. I couldn't turn back at that point because she was so excited and so happy to do it. And I was like, okay. But I told her that I was going to fail, especially because they wanted me to do 25 minutes.
How much do you have?
Not 25 minutes.
Wow.
Right.
I did really good up until 15. And then things started to get weird. Things started getting weird after 10.
After Grandpa said, don't
say dick, yeah.
Don't talk about your asshole?
Yeah.
Have you ever tried doing crowd work? Because that's probably what you should have done. Just switch right to crowd work.
I knew everybody in the crowd personally.
Hey,
so
what do you do for work?
I remember when your husband cheated on you with that lady. What am I supposed to say? I hurt everyone's feelings I grew up with.
Right.
It's already sad there. They're coming to see me headline. It's called Palm Bay, Florida.
Palm Bay?
Yeah.
Where's that?
It's an hour southeast of Orlando.
Ooh.
There's nothing out there.
No, the whole town came out Saturday night.
So that's the next closest city is Orlando?
Yeah, there's one club back home, it's called County Line, and it's a line dancing saloon.
Now, did you have to see these people after the set, the next day?
No, I had to see them that night because afterwards everyone stayed and drank, and I had to stay with my family. So I had to hang out with them all night. So I just blacked out with my grandfather.
What did they say to you?
With the same grandfather that told you not to talk about the anal stuff?
Yeah, we just got really drunk.
Shit-faced after that.
He's already shit-faced.
Wow. But, yeah. What was that next question? Anyway.
Sucks.
All right.
It was a good time, so.
You should have videotaped the whole thing.
I'm so happy to be back.
Now, how long you been doing it, though? All in.
Stand up?
Yeah.
Like a year, 5 months.
Oh, you're gonna be fine. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
we
normally-
all, everybody bombs in front. I bombed in front of my parents. So, you know.
Well, that was also the first time that I really like bombed too, like
Well, what's
hard.
interesting-
And then it was those people on top of that.
Yeah, but you got to think of it this way: you've done it for a year, and you did 25 minutes. After a year, I don't think I could do 25 minutes. You did it in front of your friends and family. That's fucking crazy town. But you did
And
it.
it's outside.
Yeah.
Oh God, it was outside.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was by
fuck.
the river. It was by the river.
Just
So
get on
it
that
was
boat
like-
with Clooney and Mark Wahlberg. I mean, it couldn't be any
It was
worse.
literally on the sand. Like
Fuck. And there's like it's like turtle mating
The
season
tables
2,
were-
and it's just like God damn it.
the tables were spaced out and shit.
Yeah.
It was a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, but you can only look. This would be one of those gigs you look back years from now when you nail that anal joke in front of Grandpa. And they feel like,
He just gives you the big thumbs
he
up.
goes, "I remember." Yeah, exactly.
There she goes, everybody. Kimberly Condon with another brand new minute. And the only other regular, everybody, been doing the same thing, been on the show since the beginning, doing a brand new minute all the time. The funny stylings of Sarah Wineshank.
What's up? I had a fruit salad recently, and it disappointed me. There's nothing worse than a generic fruit salad. A lot of places they do this. They say that they have a fruit salad, you order it as a side, and it's just the same generic ass fruit. It's a piece of pale cantaloupe, something that looks kind of like a watermelon, and a red grape. What is that? That's just the generic fruit salad everywhere. It's the fruit salad that normally just comes in a styrofoam cup, but if you go out and you order it as a side, they'll just empty it from the cup onto your plate. It's gross. What am I eating? I can't tell if this is honeydew or pale-ass cantaloupe. It's just white. You know it's in the melon family, but you can't tell which melon it is.
You have any more?
Yeah.
Stop it, you're killing me.
What do you have to do? Like, I was going to talk about if I wanted, how like a berry would make me feel like a real queen, or like something. Like,
Right,
what do I
that
have to
would
do
be
for a
shocking.
fucking piece of kiwi? Yeah.
That would be shocking in
Yeah.
a fruit salad.
Right.
It
Like,
was
I want
interesting,
something
you know what?
exotic.
I love your, you know, it's definitely a Sarah Wineshank joke. You know, you're taking something small and you're like ranting about it. You know, that's in her wheelhouse. And I think fruit salad's very promising. I would say, you know, when you started, I would get into the 25 seconds in, I'd fast forward straight to start describing it like almost immediately. You know what I mean? Instead of waiting on it.
Yeah, like the anger came out later on, but
Right.
you got to come out of the gates kind of pissed about.
I had been
fucking fruit
picturing
salad.
the one piece of cantaloupe and the one piece of whatever were the watermelon and the one red grape for like 10, 15 seconds before you said those things. So it's like,
Okay.
if you give it to people when before they picture how bad a fruit salad can be,
Right.
you know what I mean? If you let them realize at the same time as when you're saying it,
Right.
instead of before.
Well, because when I really wanted to come out more angry, but I was like, no, I don't want to just yell at them right away about fruit salad. So it's always that like small line, because you want to get it out and feel passionate about it.
Right.
But like, you don't want to start off by yelling at you guys about cantaloupe.
But it's okay. It's okay. Because
Okay.
we and the podcast listeners, I mean like the people that listen to the show,
Yeah.
know your style. And these people will understand it 20, 30 seconds in.
Right.
Just like with Michael Perkinson, we knew 30 seconds in that the funniest thing about him was in between his jokes. Like,
Right.
So I wouldn't be afraid of trying to impress you know, the
Okay.
audience, because they'll always jump on board. You got to go 100 miles an hour always. But I get what you're saying, and yes, fruit salad's a golden premise, because it fucking sucks, man. If they made fruit salads good, so
Yeah.
many more people would eat fruit. It almost seems like unhealthy companies are running the type of food that we're eating.
Why is it that I want to hang myself now?
Shit, you were supposed to get the wireless mic. It's a hanging joke. All right.
I hate those salads because it's a lottery. You know, like sometimes you'll have a good one because I get a lot of fruit salads, and then you get the melon salad. You don't even have to say the one piece of watermelon. You just say melon because that's the most annoying thing is when it's all orange melon.
Orange and green.
And
That
looks
green
like,
one's the
Or
worst.
like white.
Green melon.
What's
too.
that one?
Honeydew, but it's like
Ugh.
it's not
Yeah.
even green,
And
it's white.
And it's usually super ripe or not ripe enough, so it's like hard as fuck, and it looks like they're playing volleyball with the one grape. It's just melon. Yeah.
Sad brown, sad bowl volleyball. What was that?
You want to close this out?
We are dumb. We are. All right, here we go.
Philosophy of fruit. The way you end the show. It's such a terrific show.
Dom,
it's not in my wheelhouse, or I'm not jumping on your bandwagon.
I don't even know what that means. Sarah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Fruit salad. She did it. Kimberly Condon and her are both on Twitter. Kimberly Condon and Princess Shank. Follow them on Twitter. Follow Call Me EC. That's Eric Carter, everybody. He's on Twitter. Very funny, young hillbilly comedian, Southern drawl. Thanks, Eric. Anything else you want to promote? There you go. Yeah. The great Steve Byrne.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You're on Twitter at Steve Byrne. Anything else? Any dates coming up or anything you want to talk about?
It doesn't matter.
It's all good. Check him out on Twitter and on his website.
Good to hang with you guys.
Thank you so much, Steve. Great times. Dom Irrera. The best.
Brian, darling.
I won't call you a legend, but I will tell you, you are something else. You're a fucking machine. Brian Redband, we did it again. I'm Tony Hinchcliffe. Live audience, thank you so much for coming out. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you.